Good evening and welcome. I am Amarachi Ubani. Tonight, police kill 3, arrest 26 suspects said to be connected to the kidnap of a lawmaker and 3 students of the Ahmadu Bello University about a fortnight ago. Gunmen kill 1, kidnap 3 persons in Kusherki community of Niger State. Police insist it is on the trail of the gunmen. South African youths take to the streets, renew their call for foreign nationals to leave their country. And Afghanistan's Taliban warns that the U.S. has the most to lose from cancelling peace deals and seek to end the country's 18-year war. Three suspected kidnappers on the Kaduna-Abuja and Kaduna-Zaria highways have been killed and 26 others arrested. That's according to the Kaduna Police Command, which says the suspects are notorious for kidnapping and other crimes along the highways and in other parts of the state. The Kaduna State Police spokesperson says the suspects were arrested during a raid on the criminal hideouts at Kingimi and other surrounding villages in Igabi local government area of the state. The police accused the suspects of complicity in the abduction of a member of the Kaduna State House of Assembly, Sulaiman Dabo, and 3 undergraduates of the Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. The police are assuring residents that everything is being put in place to find lasting solution to the rising security challenges in the state. Meanwhile, gunmen have killed 1 person and abducted 3 others in Kusherki community of Rafi local government area of Niger State. Eyewitnesses say the gunmen, numbering over 20, invaded the community in the early hours of Sunday, ransacking house to house. The attackers reportedly looted every house visited, attacked the occupants and kidnapped some in an operation that lasted over an hour. The Niger State Police confirmed the attack and says that they're on the trail of the attackers with a promise of rescuing all the victims unhurt. Locals are blaming the attack on its location on the border with some with Zamfara and Kaduna states. Now, at least 8 persons have been killed in Okwagba Mbo community in Ohauku local government area of Ebonyi State, a community that shares a boundary with Benue State. Confirming the incidents, the Ebonyi State Police Public Relations Officer Lovette Ada says preliminary investigations reveal that the assailants are suspected to have come from Aguila tribe in Ado local government area of Benue State. She says the reasons for the attack in the Mbo community is yet to be ascertained, but it might not be unconnected to the age-long communal clashes between both communities. The police PRO says the Commissioner of Police in the state, Mr. Awoshola Awotunde, who led the team of security operatives of the community, has appealed to the people not to take laws into their hands in reprisal attacks, as the command will do everything possible to bring all perpetrators to book. We're staying with crime and criminality. The Kano State Police Command has confirmed the arrest of 100 suspects, including those who recently disrupted mobile network services in the state after allegedly stealing a large quantity of telecommunications solar panels in some parts of the Kano metropolis. Parading the suspects, the Kano State Commissioner of Police, Ahmed Ilyasu, says the suspects were apprehended by officers of the Operation Puff Adder during a raid carried out in different parts of the state. Mr. Ilyasu assured residents that the police will continue to work round the clock to ensure the security for everyone.
We have recovered from various criminals across the state 4 laptops, computers, 3 printers, 3 mobile handsets, 6 another yet syndicate that crisscross across the country. But when they came to Kano, they found their Waterloo. They are the syndicate that specializes in breaking into masts for providing network communication to various mobile systems. They specialize in vandalizing the solar panels as well as cutting away the batteries through violence. But this time, we demobilize them and recovered 124 solar batteries, as well as 6 solar panels.
The Edo State government has resolved to ensure that all those involved in the kidnap of the chief medical director of the Irua Specialist Teaching Hospital, Dr. Silvanus Okogbenin, who has regained his freedom, will be brought to justice. Governor Godwin Obaseki was speaking when he visited Dr. Okogbenin in his home in Irua, Eastern Central Local Government Area of Edo State. He's also confirmed that the families of the 2 police officers who were killed during the attack will be compensated. In his reaction, the doctor called on Nigerians to remain patriotic in spite of the security challenges in the country.
We're on the trail. We have enough information, and I'm sure we'll pick them up soon. We know them now. We know where they are. We know what they've done. We have an insurance arrangement under our bicycle. Even though they're not members of that force, we're going to make sure that we compensate the families of the slain policemen along the lines we've done for the people who directly serve under the Wabaiziga team. So I'm going to be speaking with the Commissioner of Police, meeting with the families of those affected, and adequate compensation will be made to them.
It's really to thank the state governor himself, and indeed the state government and the security agencies, that I have regained my freedom. And for me, that's just so thrilling. And then the support from my staff, the support from everyone in the community, it's something that's really helping me come back very fully and very strongly. And I want to urge every Nigerian to continue to put in their best, because this is the only country we have, and that's one way. By putting our best is one way we can continue to move forward. Let's not be afraid. The future is bright for us.
Interested parties in the Nigeria-South Africa relations face-off have been asked to remain calm and allow investigations and other due process mechanisms to take place over the xenophobic attacks. That's the opinion of Nigeria's High Commissioner to South Africa, Ambassador Kabiru Bala. He told Channel Television's Ladi Akeredoluale on our current affairs program, Newsnight, just before the most current spate of attacks, that because of the strategic importance of the relationship, caution needs to be exercised and due process mechanisms be allowed to take place.
I think we shouldn't, naturally when life is involved, people can be emotional. That I accept. But when you are engaged in a relationship between 2 very major important countries, we need to be a bit circumspect and allow the due process to take its natural course. Naturally, people will want a quick action. As soon as something happens, you want to see results. But there are things that maybe you don't see results immediately. And there are things that you need to do behind the scenes so that maybe investigations are not jeopardized. And maybe we shouldn't also jump to conclusions. We should allow the due process to go on until when we have all the evidences and all the facts and all the figures, then we can now draw our own conclusions. That is my own attitude to it, and that is what I will encourage all Nigerians and all South Africans not to jump to conclusions when things like this do happen. They do happen.
You can watch the full interview with Ambassador Bala on Newsnight. It airs tomorrow, Monday, September 9th, right here on Channel Television at 9 p.m. Staying with the xenophobic attacks in South Africa, tension flared today in the Johannesburg Central Business District, where a joint deployment of South African National and Metropolitan Police has been closely monitoring Jepson Town and surrounding areas following notices of a gathering to be addressed by Inkatha Freedom Party leader Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi in Jeppestown. A crowd of about 1,200 hostel residents gathered at Murray Park, and shortly into the address by Prince Buthelezi, a splinter group disrupted the address and left before proceedings were concluded. The angry locals, mostly Zulus, are calling for foreign nationals to leave the country. A statement from the police asked many commuters and churchgoers to keep away from the area around the central business district. Incidents of attacks on businesses have since been reported in parts of the CBD, where police fired stun grenades and rubber bullets to restrain the growing crowd who attempted to move through the CBD via Conabri and Twist streets. Our South Africa Bureau Chief, Betsy Davie, has been monitoring the situation in Johannesburg, where she is, and she joins us now on the News at 10. Betsy, great to see you. What has happened today as regards the protests?
All right. Earlier today, there was supposed to be a meeting where the police minister had scheduled to meet the dwellers of the hostels. And those hostels, I don't mean where students stay. These are buildings, multi-layered buildings where mature people live. Mostly, it's usually men. I know in the olden days it was for minors, mine workers. But now these people live in places like Jeppestown, which is one of the hotspots in the latest, and even in the past, felt violence against the foreign nationals. This meeting was supposed to hold, but the police minister scheduled it. One of those who was supposed to attend is the former leader of the Butterfield Party, that's Prince Mangosuthu, who, when others failed to turn up for the meeting, he decided to go ahead with it and address the people. And the people didn't take his speech well because he was talking peace, was telling them they were isolating the country by some of the actions, the violence against the people, because there are other ways of handling situations. Remember, he was a Home Affairs Minister for about 10 years under Mandela, and so he is familiar with some of the issues. They didn't take it well. They walked out on his speech. He went ahead with the speech. Some of them came back, but when that was done, many of them took to the streets and started not attacking people, but smashing some of the things in their way, some offices, some things along the street, and many people were hiding in their houses and recording with their phone.
Wow, Betty, what a day it has been. But what else has the government been doing or done to curb these sorts of protests and, of course, the hate speech that's still being perpetrated in South Africa?
The police has been working quite hard in the past week, when, especially after the Pretoria incident, which began way before the one in Johannesburg. So the government is trying to appeal to people to be more responsible, to talk through the problems, which was part of what this meeting today would have was supposed to handle, because at that meeting, the headmen of these hospitals were talking about the Department of Home Affairs, the Department of Human Settlements, and Department of Social Services to be there to talk. So the government is trying to encourage people to talk through, have people translate with them about what the issues are and how to handle them. So as that didn't happen, people were restless. Half expected what's going to happen. The police is trying to can.
Betty Davie, thank you so much for speaking with us on the on the News at 10. South Africa Bureau Chief Betty Davie there in Johannesburg. And in part two, after the break, the Nigerian Navy and other maritime operators decry threat of wrecks on Lagos waterways. Please stay with us.